There is always world-class scientific research and innovation happening here in San Diego. And now studies done here have led to a fascinating discovery about what's being called the longevity nutrient. This story involves a self-proclaimed nerdy Navy researcher, a nutrient that just might help people around the world live longer and healthier lives, and generations of dolphins who live in San Diego Bay. Dolphins that are a part of the U.S. Navy's Marine Mammal Program.
The Navy's cared for this population. It's been a sustained population of about 100 bottlenose dolphins for over 60 years. They live in the open bay, San Diego Bay, go out into the open ocean every day. Every day they choose to come back.
And these dolphins, they can do incredible things. They go on deployments to find old explosives on the ocean floor all over the globe.
They can go down and just tag where the mine is. And then that's where humans step in at that point. But amazing, right?
They can even help arrest bad guys.
So the dolphins are kind of like on patrol, and they're able to detect if somebody is in the water where they shouldn't be. And when they find them, they'll alert their human counterparts that someone's in the water. And then they actually have a means of like a leg cuff that's given to the dolphin. They go find the swimmer, attach the leg cuff and swim away. And that's attached to a cord. So basically humans do the rest of the work.
But as remarkable as all of that is, it's not the point of this story. For that, you need to know about this super smart San Diego scientist.
So I am Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, a veterinary epidemiologist.
And it just so happened about a decade ago, the Navy was looking for a veterinary epidemiologist.
And it's because, Catherine, they had amassed a half a century's worth of health data, and they wanted a veterinary epidemiologist to come in and sort through this treasure trove to understand longer term, like chronic, health in dolphins.
And here's the thing, in the wild, dolphins live to be about 20 years old, but the Navy had started seeing some of its dolphins make it into their 40s or even 50s, geriatric dolphins.
As we were looking into the data, we were then able to see that as dolphins were getting older, about 1 in 3 older dolphins were developing aging-associated changes with which we're familiar, like high cholesterol, chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, fatty liver disease, and even the full suite of changes consistent with Alzheimer's.
But the Navy was feeding all the dolphins a consistent diet of specific fish and meticulously logging each meal. So Dr. Van Watson started crunching that data using advanced technology to find out why some of the dolphins were healthier than others.
What came to the top was C15, right? This odd chain saturated fatty acid that was the top predictor of the healthiest aging dolphins. So a huge surprise.
A quick sciencey side note here about the C15 molecule.
But it's called C15 because it has 15 carbons, and those carbons are connected by bonds that are solid bonds. And this is really important because if you look at other fatty acids, like polyunsaturated fatty acids, they have multiple double bonds, which means those double bonds are susceptible to attack by oxygen. C15 is really unique in which it's not only anti-inflammatory, but it actually protects against this attack by oxygen called lipid peroxidation.
Got that? Basically, if cells don't have enough C15, they fall apart. And Dr. Van Watson was able to prove that with the dolphins.
And then we then gave the dolphins fish that had more C15 in it, and we saw those aging-associated conditions get better.
And once she had made these discoveries about C15, she started reaching out to other San Diego researchers who were experts on aging in people.
Have you gotten pushback from people that are like, you work with dolphins and you think now you've discovered something that's going to help people live longer and better?
Yeah. In the early days, fast forward 10 years from that initial discovery in the dolphins, and now there are over 100 peer-reviewed papers on C15's benefits throughout the world. So this has been so exciting because it's not just the dolphin veterinarian, right?
The role of C15 had just been tough to identify in human studies, and we'd been taught that fats are bad.
It didn't fit the pattern, right? It didn't fit what we wanted to see, which is saturated fats are bad. So when a saturated fat showed up as good, even though that's what they found, it got dismissed.
But thanks to newer research, scientists now believe a lack of C15 causes our cells to die.
It's been a growing question. Why are younger people getting heart disease, type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease non-alcoholic didn't exist before 1980, and now it's 1 in 3 people.
And that timing is important. Dr. Van Watson says people started getting less C15 in the 1980s when the government began recommending we avoid full-fat dairy, which has been one of our main sources of C15. After a decade of researching the dolphins, Dr. Van Watson decided to take all she'd learned in the lab into the business world.
So my Navy physician husband and I, Eric, started Seraphina Therapeutics so that we could license these discoveries from the Navy and be able to commercialize C15.
With the help of a small business grant from the Navy, they developed a vegan-friendly C15 supplement called Fatty 15.
I think we just need to figure out how to communicate, right, this super nerdy sciencey stuff. The world is now understanding and helping to have us better understand of how C15 is truly essential to our long-term health. So this is super exciting.
Still in its early days, Fatty 15 is still pretty pricey at about $1.30 a day. But she says this is just part of a bigger movement. They're already working to develop a version that can be used to fortify food, hopefully making it easily available and affordable.
That's the end goal, is to truly improve global health. We need to be able to ensure that there's access to all.
And while Dr. Van Watson looks into the future with hopes of one day helping improve the health of people all over the earth, she will always point to those creatures in the ocean off San Diego who help make that goal a very real possibility.
So grateful for those dolphins. And it's great that they're now getting supplemented, which is wonderful.
We're going to have some old dolphins.
Exactly.
So if you'd like to learn more about the dolphin research or the science of C15, Dr. Van Watson's book, The Longevity Nutrient, just came out and it's available everywhere.